HoneyBee?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've been saying it the whole damn time. Now I'm ready to say it's time to live on 3. Gambit versus FaZe, and we're kicking it off with Ancient. Only one of these teams is going through to the semifinals tomorrow. Who's it going to be? Let us know. Hashtag IEM, y'all. Let's kick it off with Sponge and Machine.
Oh, yes, indeed. Quarterfinals, Ancient, the newest map in the pool. It's a treat for us. It's a treat for you. And you can see 1xBet believes it should just be an open and shut case for the Gambit boys. Understandably so. The call out of Carrigan's mouth is 4 mid on contact. And who is it that's going to be scouting this out? Shiro might go for a little jumpy looky-loo.
Axel from Donut here as well.
Well, they can pincer in to some extent. P250 on Twist to try and open up proceedings. Oh. It's a great shot straight in. Brokey's gone. Jakey is going to be providing our observer goodness. Smoke to stop that temple angle. Shiro can peek around it, though. He's tucked in tight and is already peppering through. Axel, the wounded, now the dead. Rain bounding on in as well. There's some Julies in play. They may be activated, and they are tagging up Olof. He's got to be cautious, and that's what Shiro was waiting for. Oh dear. Flubs his lines a little. 3 versus... Oh, never mind. 2 versus 3. The bomb's still got plenty of time, don't have to rush it. They have got access to the site, Chad. Yeah,
and Hobbit has a kit here, so they can allow the bomb to go down. Little jiggles out from Rain. It's baited the shot.
Playing with fire, though. Twist is struggling to hit that shot. Hobbit gets many chances, and on the last, Rain falls. It could fall back into Gambit's favor. Twist to come up clutch. Not going to be easy. They have a kit. They can rock this time. They draw in wide. A great find, and not going to happen. Hobbit happens. 3 in the round, 2 HP to spare, and the last bullet was the one to find Rain.
Oh, a couple of banger shots to kick off that pistol round. It all got messy there for a moment. But FaZe were given a lot of space out the gate there, just able to saunter through mid, make their way onto the site and get that bomb down. Now, I think that backs up some of the stats the desk was just talking about. Obviously, 50-50 for pistols so far for FaZe, and Gambit looking better in those pistol rounds. And they're going to secure another one here off the back of Hobbit's 3rd frag. Beautiful scenes right there.
HP, bro.
Now, keep in mind, FaZe are yet to win a 2nd round force buy right here, and they've gone all in straight towards this B bomb site.
Yeah, and it's on the T side where they've been struggling to accrue rounds. So it really is not a recipe for success. Let's see if they can change just a little bit of our mind here. Twist is going to be aggressing as soon as the flames fade into his cast his
coming
gaze,
out.
And here they come. No one's flashed. Rain gets something, and it doesn't look great for Carrigan and Brokey. Bodies dropped, bomb dropped. Nade on the toes. Carrigan's going to be really careful here. Brokey's looking the wrong way, and it falls into place again for Gambit. Just as easy as that. Still yet to see FaZe convert the 2nd round force.
Oof, and Hobbits does get his hands on that M4 there, but this is really fantastic start from Gambit. So the rounds that they've been doing better in than FaZe, quite clearly, statistically, are going their way early. When you get the pistol, you convert the 2nd, you're going to get the 3rd for free. This is great for those jitters, right? The conversation coming out of the FaZe camp the entire time has been about the pressure being on Gambit. I love what the desk just brought up there. The sense of come in and just play your own game. Yeah. Just do what you've been doing in practice, because that's what's gotten them so far. And Nafany early getting fired up in this quarterfinal.
Shiro. Straight towards the lane, and a good dunk already losing Carrigan. Just a couple of deagles here. It's going to be a FaZe's opportunity to try and just keep Gambit's economy honest. Love a plant. Going to be far out of the realms of possibility at this point, though.
Yeah, and I don't know if you want to allow these youngsters to farm up too many kills early, right? Going to Axel, he gets a nice little spray down. That confidence is going to be popping off there. Shiro, you heard from him in the interview. He thinks he's been doing all right. The statistics definitely back that one up.
Yeah, but seeing Ancient picked, you know, when there's mirages in the world.
Yeah. There's a couple of problems, right? Gambit's map pool is so strong. But this says a lot, because we're talking about, and you've heard from Carrigan time and time again, the pressure is on Gambit. And then Maniac astutely pointed out that, well, now FaZe have picked into a map where their experience, at least as far as the rounds go, doesn't matter. Yeah. Sure, the pressure, that's a different story. But this map, nobody's a seasoned vet on this one.
Yeah, but the reason we, use veteran, and it's such a powerful word in Counter-Strike, is because, as he put it so astutely, on maps like Mirage, they've been in those 2v2s multiple times.
That's 1 kill. That's not enough to write home about right here. And to cross into the site, we know how difficult it is. The cavalry's made it. Hobbit's here. Enters a setup in that crossfire. It'll be a matter of time here. Twist took that nade early from Shiro. He goes down, and Shiro even finds that kill. So opening and closing that one out there for the AWP player of Gambit. And there's the coach Groove behind them. See how much input he can have in this one. Has been an integral factor.
And coming into their first weapon round, sorry for speaking over you, coming into their first weapon round, something I'm really interested in seeing is what was the flaws that Carrigan identified in that demo review with Roban. He identified that he was the crutch of the issue for their poor T-round conversions, and we'll see if his role feels a little different, not the sacrificial lamb as he may have seemed. Look at that, a perfectly executed incendiary, great T utility, locking down the lamps. All off to house the A-halls. Hobbit yet to die after a highly impactful pistol. We'll keep our eye on that.
It's actually an A-lean right here. They've got Inters over towards A with Axile, who's in this boost position towards the tree. Hobbit's in swing. And to get some contact here. Inters has spotted something.
Oh, but on the bait, lovely execution. And the round just falls flat. Getting the info on the jump peak draws attention to Big Box and enables that first to come through. Rain's having a walk on the ledge.
We're going to be a tight line here for Hobbit.
He comes back, though. Crosshair was established as the smoke fades. Rain continues his campaign.
Oh, slipping to the net now. That needs to be communicated. So Hobbit's going to drop all the way out of Donut and actually go and fill that gap over towards CT spawn. Shiro and Nafany, they're worried about that. You can see the passive stance they've taken, and that's giving a lot of room right now to FaZe. 2 players through cave, make that 3. Brokey's going to join them here. There is a chance to get onto the site. They have 1 smoke and a flash, but the utility will need to be perfect here.
Yeah, and Shiro, if he's not smoked off, he's going to just pop off as you depart through that bedroom. That's the smoke. That will nullify Shiro. Might take a pot shot, but it's down to Nafany for this contest. Twist is posted up. He's been the sharpest tool in the FaZe shared. Rain's having some looks. Nafany stays quiet, and the element of surprise doesn't quite convert. Instead, Twist takes down the AWPer, and we're into a 4v3 here. FaZe backs against the wall now. Rain has to take some chances. It's not going to pay off. Hobbit finds him, and this round all hinging on Brokey. Shouldn't happen, certainly not now. Bullets go awry, and the defuse will come in.
And they can even pick up that AWP as well right there. So they get everything back, no dramas whatsoever, and only 1 player going down again here. So Gambit looking fantastic out the gates. And that first gun round, well, I think their play was to pressure Axile, who's normally the solo A anchor. Multiple members here from the Gambit roster. And the dunk from Inters perfectly placed. The nutmeg attempt from Rain can't catch Hobbit off. And now we have the AKs one more time. That plant, it was good. You have to consider that from FaZe. They lost 2 players there in the opening. The fact they even get into a bomb site and get that down has facilitated another purchase here. Looks like similar utility towards mid. Molotov towards that top ledge position. Smokes as well in play. Lamps completely taken care of there. And you can see now peeling off of this upper rope. Hobbit, he's taking some contact. Bullets through.
Did good damage. You might even finish Carrigan
Oh,
off.
dear, what a nade.
On his head. Lucky to be alive. He's got shrapnel in his earlobes, but 4 HP. Rocking and rolling. Still, bombs loose B, and they do have Rain and Brokey working on maintaining control of it. These mid-round CT aggressions, though, there's a reason these boys are still posted here. And it is just for the slow return of the rest of the pack. Audible reload, they know there's presence.
This is interesting as well. Shiro and Nafany are both playing in this cave position, and Nafany is actually going to be baited in by Shiro's AWP. They've left the gap over towards B ramp, and that now will be filled by Hobbit, who's rotating over. So this is working out perfectly here for Gambit, because the B execute with 55 seconds left, looking very likely.
Yeah, waiting for the incendiary to fade, perhaps. But it's so hard. I mean, you have to jiggle it, bait the shot.
Here come the smokes.
Shiro doesn't miss these. 44 seconds, and he'll drop a smoke of his own. That's perfect, but they are up ramp. Flash connects. Will they clear their corners? Oh, Shiro's missed his chance, and it's not the second. Oh, the no-scope's in, and already the bodies have dropped. There's nothing left, just Brokey. Dancing around the pillar with Shiro, and he is happy to play. Good damage, but not enough. Inters to swing in, and that's the end of that. Looks like a solid defense here out of Gambit. Not going to lie, looks like a timeout will be called. Just looking a bit shaken after their opening 5 rounds in foray here on Ancient.
Now look, there's not too many Gambit games to watch on this map. There's actually not too many games of any team to really watch, right? So you're dealing with a small sample size, but traditionally with the setups that we've been seeing out of a lot of teams, it tends to be 3 players over towards the B bomb site early, 1 player keeping their eyes on middle, and 1 player anchoring over towards that A bomb site. Right now, in the first 2 back-to-back gun rounds here, Gambit have had 2 players on that A site, or at least a player donut and site, and then they've had somebody middle as well. So they're dealing with this mid-aggression first, and then they're realizing that B isn't a huge weakness out the gates here. Here's with the nade from Hobbit that almost landed. Carrigan caught that one. Would have been a bad way for Carrigan to go down as a first death again, right? That would just, him in the middle of nowhere couldn't be traded. But his low HP meant it was a formality here.
Yeah, and of course the stats this morning had Nafany as the highest rated entry as well. So keep track of that when we had to do swap sides. Carrigan quite the opposite end of that spectrum. Brokey containing A-halls. Looks like Axile and Inters are taking a bit more of an aggressive stance here, so at least they'll have the information. Oh, this nade damage is relentless. Rain chunked on this deco. Going to be Kevlar Vest and the Desert Eagle.
Getting cheeky there. There are a couple of gaps that they're able to exploit. Rain will actually be mollied back out of position, so it will just be the lower mid prong to take the assault. Carrigan and Co have pushed on out here, and they're applying a lot of pressure. Smoked off Donut. Looks like they might want to head up towards the red house, but guess what? Hobbit's back in his hidey hole.
That smoke you'd think would force out. Oh, Olof. Oh, they've spotted him. Dead Swede and an open A Halls. Hobbit caught out, concedes his first. We know Twisted Eagle is dastardly. A flash for a more aggressive move, and he's just met Shiro. Okay, that one, put a pin in that. Instead, contact out. They know A Halls was occupied. Important duel. They can just find the head. Axel shakes his and says no. 3. Keeping those AKs in play, and 6 for Gambit.
That looked horrible for FaZe, right? They took a lot of territory. Donut is great to have, but the fact that they didn't have any pressure A main, that is a big drama, right? You're coming into that site. Normally when you come in, you come through A main and you can focus forward, right? You focus forward towards CT or Temple. Here when they're coming in, we have to worry about A main control that we know is being taken. We also have to worry about CT, and then we have to also worry about Temple as well as a potential flank. They were screwed out of that one, and it was just the Deagles, so we weren't expecting too much, but back underway we go. And the guns are back on out. So AWP in the hands of Brokey here.
Yo, Hobbit's doing something different. He's actually going aggressive up there towards this ledge. Could challenge Shelf. It's being held at the moment. Rain responsible, but the timing could favor him.
Oh my God!
Oh, you minx! Hobbit takes them both, and he's got the lineup for the lineups.
How's he seen that? I couldn't see anything on my screen whatsoever.
I'm convinced that's just because he knows that's the standard smoke lineup. Just bodies them. Both of them. And again, FaZe concede a double opening. What are you supposed to do now? It's
Make it a triple.
Yep.
This round's done as well here. Brokey would have to pull off some absolute heroics right now, and he's just going to walk into his demise. Nafany, close doors. AWP goes down, twists. Well, you want it to be a star, mate. This type of round here, I think, would more than cement that. A 1-on-5. No hope in the world. They're even going to push him. Okay, well, Gambit, they're dealing with that pressure. I don't think that's even a word that's come into their head.
Look at this. I mean, we talked about it, Chad. We said this game has all of the opportunity to be one of two things.
Yeah.
A Gambit stomp where they completely reaffirm everything we've been talking about in terms of the world #1 and the way in which they're doing it. Or the other is where FaZe Clan awaken and make this whole battle of old versus new into an intense 3-map affair. I'm not going to speak too soon, but
Looks like we're getting the former.
moves like that from Hobbit certainly do start the proceedings in that direction.
Yeah, now, again, we're back just down to a pistol upgrade here, so no plant. Didn't facilitate a buy. The max loss bonus in play, of course. And back towards mid, they'll pivot. So trying to pip a gap here, trying to thread that needle. FaZe, they seem to be having no luck with it. Mid has been an avenue they can at least push and pressure, but it's being well handled by Gambit. Another nade lands. Only a little bit of damage this time round, and that is a shallow smoke.
It is, but it does enable a cross.
Oh, they found a gap.
Yeah, that's the way to manufacture one, I suppose. They can park the bus here. Carrigan likely does not want to be going down before contact's taken elsewhere.
Oh, I think a bit of a missed smoke here. Hasn't landed exactly where they want it. You just saw that on the side of your screen. I think that's landed in no man's land, so bit of a gap with the util. Some warning shots from Rain allows presence over towards the B-bomb site to be noted. Hobbit and Shiro, they currently reside. Nafany here as well. Inters is actually getting a move on, and Axel's pushing.
Oh, that's a big find. Carrigan will force at least maintain or rotate. The rest will plant their feet, understandably so. Carrigan looking to rejoin the pack.
Shiro's about to be smoked off here.
Oh. Okay, unspotted, Hobbit. Continuing to do damage, and he could find 3. Multi-kill master. The Halfling does not quit. And Carrigan, with just 3 frags to his name, unlikely to be finding anything out of this one, especially with 30 HP left in reserve. A little nutmeg into Hobbit. He's not interested. Make it 4. Why is Hobbit just breaking every expectation I have of him?
Well, this is the thing, right? During the group stage, that G2 game specifically, there was a couple of moments with Hobbit and Axel where normally when we see them in online play, they'd get like that multi-kill when it would come their way, and they were just going 1 for 1, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is the land difference, but right now, that's not a conversation at all. 8-0 out the gates. FaZe taking another timeout, their second so far in the first 8 rounds of play. And the conversation has to be, well, what do we have to do? Because right now, they've really just been going with the default spreads. They're not even getting a chance to attempt the picks. You've seen them walk into areas. There's been nade setups. There's been wombo combos. There's been flashes. There's been aggression coming their way. They're not able to set up a default. Even when they look for the picks, they're just getting owned. At what point do you just hit that ripcord and go, well, let's go scrimmy? You know, let's go in the type of Counter-Strike that we know we can run and gun. We just need a couple of bangers, twist, get us an entry, broke, you can convert. That type of play might need to come in soon, especially if the scoreline keeps it a big 0 here for FaZe.
I mean, It is, I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, seen as a a CT bias map.
It is.
We have got FaZe, the weakest T-side team in attendance.
We'd like a round this so far in, right? At least one.
At 8-0, yeah, it's starting to be alarm bells. And look at Hobbit. He's got a bloodlust. And again, the glimmer in his eye converts. Twist's gone. And he wants more. That nade's on the nose by Rain.
That one.
Everyone just cannot keep their health bar full when Gambit are in the server. Whether it's nades or just Hobbit.
Yeah, Rain's segregated as well. That molly drop's going to force him away from Karrigan, so Nafny can continue to apply this utility and just delay the assault. He'll finally take some nade damage there, down to 55, so a decent one out of the hands of Karrigan. But it looks like back towards this B bomb site they want to pivot, and now that Shiro's been able to post up, this feels like an AWPer's dream.
Oh, here we go. Karrigan's taking a lot of risk, a lot of space, and ahead. Nafny down, smoke deployed. That will lock out Shiro. Oh, he's doing it all on his own here. This could be the chance, the best chance we've seen from FaZe. Bomb to be planted. Flash isn't good. Karrigan's better. Takes down Hobbit. The big scalp to take in the current lay of the land. Now can they convert? Will there be Gambit resistance?
Oh, Axel's coming the big flank right here, so he's going to come through B doors behind them, but there's so many angles to deal with. Shiro has to look left and right.
Spotted out. They know Axel's gone round the world. Karrigan wants to force the issue. Enters EA rotate. Olaf has struck onto Shiro, and that should enable the lockdown of the round. Bomb too far gone. They want to take everyone with them. Axel's making it as costly as he can.
Well, there we go. There's a round. That's a way to make a bit of a statement right there. And it looked for the majority of this here that Gambit weren't actually going for the retake. They just wanted to play the economy game and deny some guns, and they weren't even able to do that to a big extent. AWP carried across. That's going to go into the hands of Brokey. There's enough money to get another buy going for everybody there over on the FaZe side. Well, and the same with an 8-0 start can be said for Gambit, but this is it. You need consecutive rounds now here from FaZe for them to start working on this CT-sided economy.
I mean, just seeing the 4v5 conversion definitely is going to incite some confidence. It was Karrigan that got all the space off the back of that flash. You saw Nafny had no vision off Brokey's flash. Takes a look, he's taken all that space. Doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things if they can't duplicate it.
So they're setting Brokey up with a flash here. A boost, sorry, with that AWP, not a flash. Well, I'm sure a flash will come as well.
Zone. Nafny happy to receive, and ooh, that boost enables info. It still doesn't stop him. Hobbit takes down Rain. Same move, different result, this time traded.
Well, Nafny's pinned right here. If Brokey stays up on this boost, Nafny would not be able to leave this area without some utility to get him across, and a jiggle peek could be deadly. Oh my lord, copper that dink. I don't think Olaf can push on in right now. He's been smoked to deny as well, so Axel, with his presence, has completely locked out A main, and even more damage done. What the hell?
Just a random speculative shot. Shiro, ooh, gets away with it. Missed his shot and tagged down. Forces the util out. This is a really good few pieces of the puzzle now for FaZe.
Looks like they're starting to head back towards middle here, so no presence over towards B anymore. Karrigan dropping this donut smoke looks like he wants to push up towards mid, but he could also slip through that. 50 seconds left on the clock, so this smoke will expire. But it's Inters really on his lonesome towards A. He doesn't really have any help. Axel is in spawn, so he'll be able to help on the cross, and perfect. Inters has dropped back knowing that, so good use of the util there. Still has a molly to work with, and Axel has some as well.
30 seconds. Axel will be the first to respond when Inters calls for assistance. Okay, we're going to be seeing that A-exec now. It's
Their contact.
20 seconds. They'll be aware that this is a possibility, but who's going to be looking at plateau? It's all a question of timing here for Inters. Axel draws blood and attention. Olaf's looking the wrong way. Segregated, eliminated, no time for the plant. Somebody get on that now. It's Karrigan's responsibility. He's faffing around. He's going to be caught out.
No time.
And that's the round. Just like that. Beautiful execution from the boys of Gambit. Just survival. Oh, Karrigan caught after.
Oh, dearie me. That is not great for Karrigan's money situation whatsoever. Things were looking bad for FaZe, but now they fall into a worse position here. They have that AWP. Sure, that can be dropped across. Brokey has a little bit of extra money, but Karrigan's going to be operating with very, very little here. And they call another timeout here, FaZe. Really just trying to salvage this. Now, Twist having the AWP, right, him coming in, look, he gets that trade. It's not really going to mean a lot. The fact that Axel not only makes presence from spawn, but gets a kill, that's a huge difference maker, right? Like, it means that these guys have to focus him. They have to give the respect to Axel.
9 already. All right, not only winning the half, but extending their lead.
I think Karrigan's been gifted an AK here, so he can buy head armor, and he has an AK. So things actually worked out all right for Karrigan off the back of all that. Rain will be the one taking the emission here with the Deagle. Olaf down to a Galil. And that aforementioned AWP for Brokey. But the buy over there for Gambit is beautiful. And just looking at their reserve cash for future rounds, Axel has 7.6. You got 7k on the likes of Nafany. Hobbit has spent all his pennies, but he's been getting hyper aggressive. Let's see if that continues, because it's been helping out Gambit in those opening kill department.
Yeah, it's certainly been a blend of passive and not so much. Here is the standard util set. At least just the smoke, not going to be dropping his molly this time. Early util B, no one scathed.
Yeah, and they're actually just going to wait this out here. They might just want to set up for a bit of a B piece out the gates. Twist is already coming back over from spawn. Brokey overseeing business while the rest of the gang are just dealing with the potential for the push, because Hobbit has made it more than apparent that he wants to jump up and fight. But it looks like they're going to walk up long again.
Giro be tested here and does knock down Karrigan immediately. Smoke's now Bloom. That will nullify his position for at least another 10. Good spray. Damn, all off on notice, but the bomb does go down. About to be chaos here. FaZe, one-man disadvantage, but the bomb ticking in their favor. The next frag, the next 10 seconds determines an awful lot. And so they prepare. CT utility deployed. Hero's still tucked in tight. Good find. That's big from Twist, but only the one. And Hobbit kept honest. It's Brokey's AWP. Fills the feed. Too many targets. Olof does manage to take one out of the equation. They're trying to boost for it. I think they should be able to deny. Nafany's faked it out. They spot him out. They can both go down. It's so risky. And it falls apart in the final few seconds. That was a great chance for FaZe. Gambit just shrug it off.
Oh, they deal with that, and it looked like it was all going to fall apart. The biggest problem for me that I saw for FaZe there was they didn't have any utility to help reaggress, but they were able to trade efficiently, right? The kills came their way. That opener onto Shiro was good, and they were looking like they could convert, but just the utility usage of Gambit stifling, under pressure constantly here. FaZe will be able to recover. That's once again just by this loss bonus in play. I think jumping over the smoke there, I think we might catch it here. Oh, it's starting to fade, so it doesn't even matter. Nafany just appears in your face. 2 big kills. The in-game leader profits.
That was his fake as well, so he's always on the move. Highly alert in-game leader and a fragging one at that.
This is the same 2 players, Olof and Karrigan, over towards A main, and it's the same setup being used by Gambit that we had in the first gun round. Yeah. So, deja vu just here.
They'll just do smoke straight. Okay, sailing through the sky. Full AXEC in that sense. Will they be aware of the boost? Inters to draw attention to box. No, they don't. And down goes Karrigan again. As simple as that. Man advantage found. Nafany's going looking and no one's holding. Trade will be there. Shiro holding up and knocks him down. Rain falls. Now just 2 remain. Twists across at least. Could have the element of surprise. Hobbit doesn't need to take active fights here, but he's willing to and confirms it. Olof keeps himself alive.
Huge information, though. They know both players were over towards middle now, and Olof is already backpedaling towards T-spawn to at least give them another avenue. Twist push forward. He's going to take control of Red House, and meanwhile, Inters and Axel, they're just holding together here in Donut. Shiro's the only player over towards B, but you can check he's in a power position, pushed up ramp. He can cover everything he needs to. And the pressure's on FaZe right here. Roughly 30 seconds left on the clock. Mid being combed through now, and they can do this. They're allowed to because of the open plant situation on this A bomb site. As soon as the sound cues are heard, they can pivot on back. But if they keep moving, if they keep going too far, they actually might give up the site for free. So they've gone for a very big walkabout here, Gambit.
Yeah, but I'm still not sure if it's going to enable a plant, right? Inters should be CT to contest by...
Well, Axel's looking B, so unless Inters stops him, there is a chance.
Okay. I think the bomb will go down just in the nick of time. Twist and Olof could have a lot of impact here. FaZe, the elusive second round is all they want. 3 healthy Gambit members working on the retake.
Twist needs this.
Certainly does, especially because he's about to lose Olof. There he goes. Twist holding the wrong line, and that's as easy as it gets. Double for Axel in the round. He opens it, and they close. 11 for Gambit and FaZe. This ancient pick looking like more of a move of desperation at this point. Not quite able to find the conversion. And the loss of Karrigan, like, it's just brutal. Fine, the first. The second, just not clearing it at all, not accounting for it, not a little pop flash. It's just an easy disadvantage for Gambit to create.
Yeah, it's just so difficult to come out of that main position. Think of it like upper tunnels on B of Dust 2, right? That's one of the best kind of examples that I think you can have here. And you need to have a little bit more behind it. If you get stalled out by a molly, you need to be able to smoke that to continue with your flashes or all utilities in vain. But they're going fast. It's a pace change here. They're out mid.
Yeah, still a nuisance is Hobbit. Chips away at the star.
Oh, this is quick. This is very quick, and he's disrespecting the smoke.
I think he
this
heard
is
the
huge.
rotate. He heard Hobbit charging away. He wants to take space, take some liberties. This incendiary might lull them into a false sense of security that they're still not quite pushed through.
Massive gap.
Oh, Carrigan, this is a premium opportunity.
Nobody's looking at all.
Can't let this go away. Do they want to go A? That's the conversation they're having right now. Up the lane, sound cues exchange, smoking off the donut. Carrigan is completely behind enemy lines here.
Axel seems kind of aware. He's pivoting everywhere right now. Back is turned at the moment.
Carrigan, trigger discipline, spots out the first, will execute him. A lot, in the rotates, he's thinking too much, needs to get his gun out, and Hobbit will equalize. They're into A though. He's created enough space to at least, hopefully, set up some util and a plant. Uh-oh, I think he's safe there. No, still burning. And now dead. Now FaZe should have a plant. The spray, not far off the mark. Just Shiro and Nafany remain. Looks like FaZe have got a good shot at this. Shiro, speaking of good shots, creates his first. Twist, solid angle. Converts. And Nafany. He's got a full utility belt, but time, about half gone on the bomb. Clears out the donut, knows they're occupying the site itself, and Rain is a very easy pre-aim, holds it down. FaZe will make it 2, and it's all off the back of Carrigan.
I know there's been so much conversation about Carrigan and even what he said about himself in that interview he did with HLTV, but the fact is, he's had to make desperate plays.
Yeah.
The only 2 rounds they've come is from Carrigan making desperate moves that he has almost single-handedly won. The fact that he gets that and manufactures that opening is the whole reason the team is coming back towards A. So it is only 1 kill and then he's traded, but regardless, he gave them the space. So sure, in the first gun round they got, he had multiple kills. This time it was the space and the frag, but the T side is Carrigan at this point.
It is.
And that can't be the case. You need somebody else to step up and find you some opening kills. The AWP, Brokey, Twist, the star. Somebody needs to help out the in-game leader in finding some openings.
2-man mid setup. Aggressive posturing, and it will be the death of Rain. He's been having a real tough time on that lane side. He hears Hobbit's util, he knows he was close, and as the smoke comes in, they will recede. Will Carrigan again be responsible for FaZe and their T-side success? Off the flash, coming in, nice find from Nafany, double from him, no less. Dropping smokes, taking their time. There is more pressure, admittedly. Brokey has to pull the plug on this. And now, where on earth do you go? Rain's tucked in, that's something, at least control of the bedroom, or cave as it's more commonly referred to. It's gonna take me a while to break that habit. And they're gonna have to just hope and pray that Gambit, expose themselves, a very small chance. If he could just adjust, quick, straight into 1, no 2. Rain has opened up the site, and FaZe, you said they have to do it without Carrigan. Well, they do have to do it. 2 on 2. Bomb down, Axel and Shiro both advancing from CT side. A slight gap though, looking to be exploited. Brokey sticks around on the site. He's so paranoid about that ramp. Rain will clear it out for him temporarily. Just in that blind spot, he didn't catch them. They're closing the gap. Good shot. Doesn't he ready? He is. Brokey quick on the AWP. And there you have it, a third for FaZe. If they can make it 4, there's something to be said about Ancient.
Yeah, and I just think that bias that you brought up earlier when the score was 8-0 about it being a CT map, now we can actually have a conversation about that because 4 rounds here from FaZe, they can work with that. They get that CT pistol, they're able to get the conversion against the Force. Now we're cooking.
This shot, though, and the fact he gets 2.
It was great stuff, right? Brokey getting the opening on Nafany, that kind of is where all the pieces fell apart. And this was just a second wave of late utility. The reason they were thrust forward is because the molly came into that cubby position over towards wood that forced them behind the pillar. Nafany was searching for info. All the dominoes fell into the perfect place there. Once again, we go, but it's a low buy here. They've had to force all in. Their money has been broken for the final round of play. And Nafany, he's made his way up towards the ledge. This is not going to be an easy fight with a deagle and immediately taken down. Axel falls over towards A as well. So having to get more up close and personal with the lower buy, it's really hurting Gambit here for round number 15. Inters might pivot behind that smoke, It does have a gap. Brokey could profit. And he will. Simple stuff there. Well, right now, FaZe are set for 4. I don't see a way they lose this one. Shiro's he's been good. Great here. That was rough. All right, well, they know where one player is. Over towards B they should go now. At most, one player on the B side.
It's Shiro, the M4. Carrigan trying to draw shots, gets the info he was waiting for, and now anticipating ramp, right to do so. They molly out his options. Great play. FaZe completely nullified Shiro. Doesn't get a fair fight at any opportunity. Now, Hobbit, you've been a superstar. I have no expectation that that superstar can take down 4 members of FaZe and defuse the bomb from under their nose. Rain's on site. They've got a lovely spread. Rain clears him out. Will be traded, and there you have it. 4. It's functional. Gambit versus FaZe. It started out as many expected. FaZe have at least shown some resistance. Let's see how that second half and how those brilliant CT sides translate. Yes, Gambit versus FaZe Clan. Gambit up to their usual antics, already 11. Just 5 rounds away from them taking FaZe's map pick. And a bit of a curveball in that map pick is Ancient. And not only that, we now get to see if FaZe's CT side is worth its salt. It's not been fun. Certainly not for the Stars as well. Olof struggling to get going. Twist kept honest. Carrigan not only at the top of the scoreboard, but the only impact we got to see in conversion of that first half. I'm Machine, I'm joined by Sponge, and this should be FaZe's opportunity. If they can at least avoid having to lose another second round, maybe win the pistol for a change, that certainly would be put the right foot in the right direction.
Well, stats have it. They've won 50% of their pistols so far. They lost the one in the first half, so statistically speaking, Alex, they should win this one
All
here.
Right, let's flip the coin, and let's see if they can get this one going.
1x bet odds still favoring Gambit here for this one. Makes sense. It was 11-1 at one point here, but salvaging the half are FaZe and pushing down long aggressively here. Rain leading the charge. Oh, he's been spotted. Nafany knows.
That might be enough for Rain.
Nafany didn't have the bomb, right? So on that jiggle, it's not like a huge amount of info. It's just one body. and they did pivot back passively straight away. Twist has even cheated over as well. So Axel now peeking through mid. It's just going to take the little dome. That was Brokey's head spotted, and Brokey dips on back. I think he is not going to take any risks whatsoever.
I like this angle. This is such a potent angle from Olof. You can see so little of him, and you see even less of Hobbit as he is deleted. For more great shots out of the USP. Olof with 2, sets up Rain, baits them in nicely, and that's the crossfire. Very hard to break, and it looks great for FaZe here. 3 frags to the good.
Well, it's a race right now back towards his A site. Carrigan doing his best to get over towards Temple. Twist trying to deal with that mid, and Carrigan having the Molotov. If he drops it on the plant spot, he'll deny, but if he swings out too wide, he could go down to this 250. The molly will land. They can still get this one down, and they need to.
Yeah, they can. They can peek over the flames, perhaps. Axel keeps him honest. He's got that P250. Twist has to tread carefully as he waits for the rotate, and this is what happens. Axel could happen. 2v4. Now just 1v3. Axel with it all to do. Hard shots to hit, being closed in on. Crosshairs in the right place. There should be no way. Brokey, finally a sigh of relief, as he will bring home the 5th for FaZe.
Oh, it's so scary against these Gambit players on pistol rounds, right? You look at their players in the tournament so far, some of the best pistol players in the entire tournament, right? So when you're going up in that moment against Axel, if you haven't been watching Counter-Strike for the last 7 months, he right now is probably the best mechanical player. The kid is just an absolute robot. So it wasn't out of the realms of possibility there for him to just destroy them, but this is Olof putting the shoe on the other foot. Did have a rough first half, but this is where the likes of FaZe do their best work. This is where the multi-kill potential of the stars on FaZe are able to show up and light up the server. Got the fan cams. You guys can get involved at home. IEM.gg/fancam if you want to join all those lovely faces. Here we go, back underway, and the plant has facilitated a juicy-looking buy here. 3 Galils, 2 MAC-10s, and a little bit of utility to work with as B lane control is being established here. Rain firing out a couple of pot shots through the smoke. Good information for Gambit to work with here that there is pressure right now in lamps.
Hobbit's up. Olof strafes in, and that's a big collection. That was one of the rifles as well. A lot less potent now. Gambit will have to rejig a few things. Staring at the face of the smoke, he'd love that Galil. I think that might be his project he's working on. Ooh, I see you, Jakey. Highlighting the weapon for us all at home there. Now, if they're walking on in to this A setup, Carrigan on the boost that bested him in our first half. Having a glance here. Axel, the challenge, great find from Carrigan. He sticks around, looking to reposition now, and they're both here. It could be that potential double. He may have spotted him out. Oh dear, and they're hunting with a boost. He won't be anticipating this. Nice find. Twist saves the day. And those 2 MAC-10s, not too long for this round. 34 seconds for Enters to do some damage. Denied by those Augs. And I expect to see an Aug being a very potent weapon on the CT setup.
Perfect weapon for the job when defending A or middle here, right? The fact that it's so flexible, you're able to take those long-range fights from Temple or the big box on that A site, even from CT spawn as they funnel out of A. But this is great now from FaZe. This is the bed that they needed to start putting together here for this CT half. You consider they converted the last 3 rounds over there in the first half, and now they're looking likely to do the same here on that CT side. So this is great. This is what you want to see here for a competitive matchup. Will be the eco coming out. There's a P250 on Hobbit, the same for Shiro. So they're not working with a lot. Let's see how far they can push this $600 investment. One of these situations we've been talking about more and more is just being very, very slow on these full ecos. Bait out all that CT util, and Rain, well, he's taking the fight. $600 for him.
Anthony, a little quick flick actually does land in the dome, but just down to 50 into the helmet. Olof just catches them off, cuts them down to size, right at the knees, as we do see absolutely no ground covered towards that bomb plant they may have dreamed of.
Quick little note here was just checking the stats. Hobbit in the first half, in far as his opening duels, and it was mainly through aggressive plays we saw, was 3-0. In the second half, he's gone down in rounds 1 and 2 as that first death. So just keep an eye on that, right? Just keep an eye, because it depends on how many moves he's going to be going for this squad to help them convert. Was looking great when he was getting to pick and choose the battles. On the T side, sure, you get to set that pace, but the CTs, very transitional, always flashing in. You can see FaZe are prepared for this one. They're actually got a bit of a bonus here. So a Galil and an MP9 held on to. 3 rifles, or the big boy rifles for Twist, Brokey, and Olof.
Yeah, this is a real chance to see just how competitive FaZe will be. Bonus maybe, but also get to see what Gambit are going to be up to. He got the info, and he takes a good pot shot into the smoke. Hobbit burst down to 44, and they know where he is.
actually forced Brokey to rotate over towards B right now. So it's 2 players on that A site. Twist dealing with mid, Carrigan in the site, and the smoke's coming over here. So pressure, it's being applied. Yeah,
Twist is going to have to do an awful lot if Carrigan can keep them at bay. Dropping his util, he'll have to tuck in now. They're going to take the site. They might be vulnerable to the flames here. Carrigan is, nades as well. And Twist comes alive with at least one. Inter's caught on the cross, it's Twist, it's all Twists! Oh, he locks it all down! Mow down on the A site. Gambit sent packing.
Oof. All right. Well, that's a statement of intent right there.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you said, oh, there's only 2 there. What are they to do?
By the time the cavalry arrived as well, I think there was like 3 or 4 players ready to assist Carrigan on that site. And you can just see how treacherous it is. When you're focused towards CT, Carrigan did a great job because Gambit on their execute did everything right. You always drop that smoke towards the side of that box and then you molly behind it because that's that little headshot angle the CTs can peek over. Carrigan didn't look flustered. He just dropped the smoke on that, which gave him a gap to continue to be jarring. And then as you're crossing over for the Ts, it's still being early days, but you would want to establish that platform and big box control before you push it into the site. Twist just mows them all down. So perfect stuff there. The star steps up. Gambit gets locked out. This AK Hobbit will hold on to, but call that 8. A scoreline, once upon a time, 11-1, now 11-8. So one-way traffic here in the last couple for FaZe. And not sustaining too many players' deaths whatsoever. So this is great. They upgrade into some AK-47s. They hold on to a bunch of cash. And
anyone else for Twists here?
I'm just curious, was there a donut smoke at all? Because you would want to be getting that one down, and I think even the CT smoke may have missed there. There was, yeah, I think some misthrown smokes potentially here.
Oh, they came easy. Great play. Russell Van Dulkin in the flesh. Doing damage when it matters. That was the first real gun test. You know, now it's set the precedent and forced a timeout out of the Gambit Esports. The first we've seen from them. On the T side from FaZe, they burnt through 3 of theirs, so we'll keep track of that. But yeah, 4 on the trot, closing that gap.
Now this is where Gambit as a team will just slowly grind you down. Now that round only had 1 kill, but in the future, look, if they're not going to be able to convert the round, they're going to want to grab as many kills as they can, keep your economy honest, get that bomb down, keep stimulating their buys. And they actually have gone for a purchase here. So behind that Hobbit saved AK, they've been able to get together a couple of Galils, another AK, a Deagle for Shiro with some utility behind it as well. But this round needs to be a bit more profitable as we're seeing a lot of energy being expelled over towards this B site. Molotov's extinguished, early nades out from both teams, a lot of flames on the floor.
Yeah, they used 4 of theirs already, FaZe. Just cautious of anything fast.
One of the keys with that is, especially against a lower buy like Gambit here, as soon as they force out the smokes on top of those Molotovs, that's less utility that Gambit has to work with for this site hit. Now it comes down to the aim.
Olaf playing with the angle, and Hobbit will ward him off. They got 2 in towards the cave, and Olaf, a lot of responsibility on his shoulders if Rain gets locked in. This could be a problem. Spots out Axel. A quick response from Inters, and now Brokey at least puts the bomb on the floor. Cost him a great deal. The blood price paid. Hobbit not looking. Twist collects. Pressure from every angle here, and he will eventually go down through the smoke. Nafany regains control. And with the bomb going down, this 3v3 does not look too fun. Good nade damage. Olaf does convert. Reactionary just sprays through as he's flashed. Shiro, however, precise with that AK. They're so low. A tough retake to break through now. They have the kit on Brokey, but with 1 HP, it has to be a game of smoke and mirrors. Olaf onto Shiro. Nafany holds the lineup.
Has to push. He doesn't know. He's calling the bluff.
Pulls the flash out. This is a good chance. A great chance now. Olaf has to respond, and he's not going to be able to. Denied by Nafany. More impact from Gambit's in-game leader.
Well, in-game leaders on both sides here stepping up in big ways for these T rounds, and that one there was just back and forth with the trades, but the HP, as you pointed out, there was nothing to work with. It's just a swift breeze there, and Nafany blows them both over.
Got competitive as soon as we saw Olaf find this. Oy, oy, oy.
Again for Gambit, right? I don't want to be too critical because they did post the round, but they missed some easy nades again. You saw the Molotov. It didn't land over towards Cubby. They flubbed that one on their AXQ. I'm sure that they missed 1 or 2, but Nafany getting fired up here. Oh. You can feel the energy.
Absolutely, you can.
Oh, this is aggressive from Brokey. Look how far forward he is. He actually has the rotation covered off. If Inter's with the bomb, okay, never mind. Has to pull the plug on that. That one had a timer on it, of course. Couldn't stay there all round.
Yeah, Rain's just saying, I have no idea, mate. I have no idea.
They could push you.
Anytime.
All right, well, right now, with where the bomb is positioned and how much real estate Gambit are working with early, they do have the B lane. Now they want to work on some mid control. Shiro, Axel, and Inters grouping on up. Smoke towards Donut, smoke towards top mid.
I mean, this is just going to be a red carpet. They've got full mid control with the use of 3 nades.
What's the reaction from FaZe, though? Do they want to push forward for some more territory? Once you lose mid, what do you want to take back? And right now, Karrigan's pivoting over towards CT spawn. They know that Red House is a problem. The CT spawn rotation, it's a powerful one, but that's not the name of the game. So they've weakened this A defense by not actually getting any presence really through just yet. Nafany, he can, but he isn't just right now.
So Brokey's got so much responsibility in this round. So Karrigan, I assume, is going to be the one to call for help.
There's no smokes for this A hit, though. This could be an absolute nightmare for Gambit.
Here they come. Karrigan with 1 flash to contest. Brokey does spot out Shiro. Now he can at least assist.
They just mollied themselves on main.
Yeah, they're having a bit of a fumble here. And it could be the window they need. FaZe to try and find a way back in. The fights are won, though. Karrigan does go down without the frag. And Brokey, they know where you are. And he's missed his chance. Re-peeking in. Oh, easy. Just like that. He'll find Axel looking the wrong way on the reposition. Double for Brokey. At least keeps us level. Twist and Rain rotating in through CT.
They have 2 smokes for this. They can make this work.
But look at Nafany. He's on the late flank. Twist knows it's a possibility. It's going to be a question of timing here. And the time, of course, favors the T side. Inters in that tight line. Good find. They might have to continue hunting here. Walks in. Good find at least. He's getting low. Smoke on the bomb. There's a kit present. Brokey's going to struggle to provide support here.
Second smoke.
Wants to swing out.
It's going to be chaos. They're sitting it. They're going to get on it.
Yeah, it's about Nafany spraying. He knows exactly where to aim. Brokey, no time for this one, I'm afraid. 3 frags to the good. But Nafany's confirmed the round is Gambit's, and they will make it 13. That was a round with a lot of levels to it.
Look, Gambit are getting across the line, but again, like as they were coming out main, we didn't catch it because we were focusing on the fight. I saw it on the radar. They missed a molly, and it's landed to stop 2 of the players to come out main and help trade, which has just made that such a janky hit on the site. So FaZe had a couple of opportunities here to convert. This one feels like a freebie. They know that there's an AWP. Inters with the first is good. Twist's done a great job trading, and then I thought that was going to fall apart, right? I see the smokes land. I'm thinking, okay, they're just going to get on this. You know, all it's going to take is a missed shot. You could see that one from a mile away, but not to work out here, and FaZe are going to use their last timeout.
Also, that Gambit playbook, like you could just rinse and repeat that time after time, right? As assuming you're not getting a complete FaZe switch up of your setup, you deny with double mid smokes, you would have 1 late donut, maybe a throw in a second, and keep bullying on towards that A site. It's certainly another opportunity or another option for them to throw into FaZe's setup.
The buy is still not great over there for Gambit, right? And that's manufactured by how many players were alive at the end of that one right there. So they will be able to get the Galils out in lieu of the AKs, and that's for the utility. Clearly, based off what you're saying here, they're going to need that to establish those defaults. But the buy from FaZe is in as well. Brokey's back onto the AWP. Rain's down to an MP9. They can work with this.
It's a different look. Don't know how much pace is in it from Gambit, but they took some significant damage, chipped away at by the early util, and there's more to come. Looks great, just a little shy of the mark. Rain makes his presence known, though, in lamps. Olof to back him up. 3-2 division of Gambit's resources, and seems like Inters is going to rejoin the pack.
Lamps feels like it should be closed for business. See where Rain is right now? He's super committed to that angle. And him and Olof, they have a 180 crossfire, right? How are you going to be able to break this one as you come on in? You have to pick one of the 2 fights, or utility could unravel them here.
They're going to try, you know.
Oh, there's a molly set up from Hobbit.
Okay, Olof will be forced to smoke. That's going to at least enable retreat, but they may be baited in. They may be baited in, and they are. 1 on the MP9, not quite enough. 4v4 established, and control of that Lamps position has been won.
Nafany's been integral in these T rounds that Gambit have been able to put on the board, and he is now dead. So let's see how this one pieces together. We've got roughly 45 seconds left on the clock as of now.
You can see the hesitance from Twist there. He knows that's a very common AWP boost line.
Is this a fake?
Feels like it when he's reloading so close to the doorway. Wants to keep the feet planted. Olof heard it. Ear pressed to the wall. He'll be able to strike quickly. Karrigan is going to knife out to try and rotate through from the B lane. And now all onto that AWP of Brokey. It's a very powerful position. Hard to force him off these lines. Repositions. Acknowledges Axile. Another from Brokey. And FaZe combined for 9. Just Shiro now. Bomb's loose. He's only got 14 seconds. This looks great for FaZe Clan. A reaction from that find as they pressured towards Lamps. He's going to sit tight.
Yeah, I think the fact he gets away with this AWP, it's really important here. You have to remember, loss bonus is still in a pretty decent position on that T side. You can see 2,400 coming into the bank balance. So working with a little bit here around that AWP, going to give Gambit another more threatening round, but another timeout has been called. Now, remember, FaZe don't have any left, so they're actually benefiting right now from Gambit calling these because they're still under the pump. They're still under pressure here. They're the ones who are behind. Got 4 rounds the difference right now. And with that AWP and where the money is, you would not be expecting a large investment out of Gambit by any means. Some pistol upgrades, that would be at most, right? And then what you want is maybe a couple of flashes to try and help facilitate Shiro. Wait out all those early nades, see what happens, because the spawns right now, I'm not sure that's going to make a huge difference for an AWP on the T side of Ancient just yet. And this was great from Brokey. We were talking about the scopes, you know, whether it be AUGs, AWP, these are long-range fights, and the ability to pivot between Temple, between the big box.
Yeah, I mean, having the presence of mind to be aware. He knew 2 were in Donut, but he's already, after the first, immediately in pursuit of the extremity. Really cool, and it does convert. Brokey, yes, he is indeed the impact player. And look at that. So the saved AWP surrounded only really by a couple of pistols of their choosing. The early util going to be set for success. Hobbit is ahead of it at the very least. Completely disconnected from the pack. Looks like they want to just try a little explode. They don't even have a single flashbang, so it will just be their bodies. And of course, Shiro's AWP. Get to see some combat AWPing out of him, perhaps.
Rain's done a little bit of damage there. Unconfirmed, right? Has no idea the body's behind that smoke. Now pairing up with Olof here over towards Cave. Brokey in a passive position. A boost on the box. There's no flash to facilitate a Shiro peek, so... Looks like they're heading over towards middle here. Never mind, not middle at all. In through lamps. This is curious.
They just, I mean, use Nafny as bait. Try and hit the quickscope. They reveal the AWP. Fires off his first shot of round 23.
Well, it's a lot of information, and the question is, do they want to go for this, right? Or do they want to just look for kills, and then if they can't find anything, Shiro goes and saves and everybody else goes and dies? Because you don't want to lose this AWP. Shiro won't be able to will one in the next round unless he's dropped, and I think that might mean omissions for his teammates. So gearing up towards B again.
The bait and the switch. That's the plan. Rain. The line and holds the spray. It comes so perfectly into his crosshair. Shiro just within the mix.
Yeah, that one right there. That lineup from Rain, it looked way too easy. You know, it could have been one player in front of him. He still would have made that kill just as simple. Pressure's on. He's trying. Twist there, trying to run away so Nafny doesn't get any of the lost bonus, right? So Twist was doing his best, but as soon as he takes that damage, he needs to just get that kill.
10 for FaZe. After a harrowing start, they did, of course, manage to recruit 4 on their attack. Leaves us here seeing more and more potency from Ancient CT sides, never mind FaZe's Ancient CT side. The CT round conversion around that 65% weight. Very, very high up on the contrast with others. Double AWPs.
Yeah, and nothing really getting changed right here out of the T side for Gambit, right? It's the same default. Oh, I say that. Actually, right now, Axel and Inters are rotating over towards B very, very quickly. So traditionally, they go over towards A main, Inters babysits middle, and then they play out the round from there. But they've gotten that B lane control again. I just think they're going to explode on towards the B bomb site here.
You got Olof. Fires off the shot. Rain to support. Hobbit's up and misses his chance. Rain does not. More from Rain. Multi-kill master. He's done it again. Olof, not shy this time. Re-peeking into Axel and Gambit. 3 bodies just hit the deck as they try and test ramp.
Yeah, looking stumped here. The rounds have only come from Nafny's impact, and I think Nafny, the man we're talking of, going to get lost in this smoke. Rain should be able to profit with another here momentarily. Oh, presents himself right there. Rain grabs another, and easy as you like. That's 21 kills so far for Rain. He's leading the charge here and has tied up with Nafny and Hobbit, the 2 other highest fraggers in the server. Now, a note with Hobbit, he had 20 kills at the end of the first half. Right? And I was talking as well about his entry deaths. He just gave up another one entering into the site. Now, look, they're sending him out to find the frags. He's either going to convert them or he's not. But in this case, the stats say he's not on the T side.
Boom.
Things are looking really, really good now. And with the loss bonus maxed on out, 3,400 into the bank balance, no plant just there. If you Gambit, maybe you just go for a partial by Shiro, looking very vocal on this one. Lots of talking.
Wow.
Yeah, chipping in a lot here. Now, we know that Nafny and Shiro have quite the close relationship. They've been playing together for a very, very long time. So, interesting to see him getting so vocal. We tend to lean towards Hobbit, right? The experienced player of that roster, especially at events like this.
Yeah, like in my kind of, head narrative, Axel's like the stone cold star fragger who just kind of like, he speaks in like smiles and frowns. You've got Shiro, the kind of does his job AWPer, who's just going to perpetually live in the shadow of Simple. And everyone else, you've got, of course, legendary in-game leader Nafany, who seems to be the new breed of ferocious in-game leading talent. They're starting to overrun the site here. Twists, oh, never mind, knocks them for 6. Oh, 3 in a row. The multi-kills are just stacking up. Everyone's taking their turn. And Olaf and Twist combine for a very quick open and shut round 25.
Speaking about opening, we might need to open that discussion about pressure again. Right? Now, look, in the first half when the score was 8-0, and even when the score was 11-1, the conversation of pressure was, Gambit, they're just doing their thing. You know, they're going through the paces, they're playing as they were. Yeah. Nafany's getting fired up, things are looking good. What are FaZe even doing here in the quarterfinal? Now that narrative is completely flipped. All the stat lines seem to be getting backed up here today. FaZe 50% on their pistols, okay, they've grabbed one. They haven't won any second round forces, yeah, but their CT sides, that's the difference maker. We knew that, and we're seeing it again. The individuals are stepping up in a massive way here. Gambit need to stop this.
Oh, there's some pep in Olaf's step here. He's holding for anyone that dares disrespect the smoke. Chip damage as well. If they throw that one Olaf, that would be...
Heat-seeking missile almost.
Right on the mark. He's chosen not to. Doesn't pull the pin. Rain dares to, yeah. Nafany down to 57 and re-smoked as well. Like, they've blocked him out. Full control maintained. They look like they're battling and posturing for mid here.
Oh, Rain's so cheeky.
What is that?
So cheeky.
God, a filthy little pixel gap. Doesn't convert it.
This is that mid-default Gambit are running right now. So they don't have full control with all their members, but it is Shiro and Nafany, and they did convert a round off of this before. Oh, gap through the smoke there. What? How much did Karrigan catch? It's looking like they're set up for this A pincer, but they need to deal with Brokey's AWP over towards Temple. We've already seen him wreak havoc over towards his A site. Could be a problem again. Yeah, and a question of if Nafany can get that late flank in again. We'll tune back into that when we get there. As I've discussed, though, Brokey, this is such a powerful position. If he can do any more damage, well, targets Axal's bold head gleaming. Oh, huge.
It's Karrigan that comes up with the double. And now the site should be open for business. Hobbit's pushed up. He maintains control of the temple. Rain makes his presence known. Bomb down courtesy of Shiro. And Nafany's late flank is still set up.
Oh, he's such a nuisance.
Yeah.
Such a nuisance.
But it's all for naught if these two boys go down without a fight. Shiro, careful, peeks in. Confirms the frag, and now Nafany can just crawl behind them both. Olaf not checking, Twists in the temple as well. Should be denied here. As the smoke comes in, a little bit sketchy, and Nafany.
Oh my God, they're
holding it. He's only got the orb, he needs to hit the shot, and FaZe will make it 13. Oh, Nafany convinced us all he had that one in the bag, but Twist, head on a swivel, just checks. Let me see that again. I thought Nafany had it every day of the week.
Oh, dearie, and those smokes as well, those shots from Shiro through the smoke as well, they were so close. It looked like they were going through the legs of the diffuser just there. This is Twist. Oh my God. He's just checking everything. Like, he's like, well, he could be anywhere. I'm just clearing everything. That is huge. That right there could change the tide of the game here.
Oh, dear.
Gambit are going to be feeling that pressure. That P word now, it's sticking out like a sore bloody thumb.
It is. Jason's rolling his eyes every time we say it, but let's see if Rain's antics around this smoke. He seems to love this room. It's like designed for him. The turrets. I mean, what better way? There's just one way they can come through. They'll throw their nades at me, and I can continue to be a nuisance. Now, it looks like they're setting up for something a bit fruity towards the mid and A side. Now, that was how they found a round before. We are going to be seeing that donut smoke deployed. And I expect Axal to provide the alternative towards top mid. Now, when you have this full mid control, there's an essence of uncertainty. Nafany caught completely through the smoke. A nade and bullet combination for a rather potent and deadly mix.
Nafany's down again. He's been the contributor in the 2 T-side rounds for Gambit so far. Somebody else needs to step up.
They know he's in here. Karrigan catches Hobbit, knows he's there at least. Yet to find the frag, it's all Brokey on the other side of the map, and FaZe are about to seize the lead here. Only Inter's dead before he can even drop his nade. FaZe from 11-4 down, getting under the skin of Gambit, and this Cinderella story certainly has a few more chapters left.
Oh my God, what a comeback this has been so far. And FaZe are actually perched up now to close this one out. They have just put themselves in the power position by converting this round and making sure that bomb doesn't go down. When Gambit are hitting these sites, right, they know that the AWP has been a nuisance, and they're still not opting to smoke him off.
They can't solve it. They can't seem to solve the A AWP of Brokey. Every time they've tried to hit the site, his name is in the damn feed.
It's crazy as well, though, when you think about it. In a lot of these later rounds, when they've tried to go towards B, you've got Rain getting a multi-kill. Twist is there in the right position. Remember that round they tried that A execute and Twist comes out of Donut and mows down 4.
Yeah.
The individual plays of FaZe, you can recount them. You know exactly where their rounds came from because players stepped up and they shut Gambit down. And right now, the last timeout of this bloody map has been called. That's it. No more. No more for either team. Oh, and they've gone in as well, right? The money was there if you want to go the Galil buy, and that's the route they've gone. 3 Galils, 2 AK-47s. Money swelling right now for FaZe. Even if they lose this one, they can buy to defend here. But what's it going to be?
Nothing's worked.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's been Nafany's crucial moments.
Yeah.
What is the change-up going to be? On that fast B round where they had lower pistols, they went fast in, they didn't get anything.
Okay, Carrigan this time to Owl's mid, at least confirm it's clear.
Well, it's a completely different look as well. Carrigan playing in cutout. We haven't seen this type of mid-aggression, and actually Rain not using a smoke this time round. Very susceptible here.
His domain though, and Olof is there in support. Molly not going to force him out of the line, but he is isolated. If he's brave, he'll peek straight into the Nafany Shiro pack and welcomes them with hot lead. Smoke to enable retreat, and FaZe in pursuit of 15. The curveball ancient pick. It was alarm bells, at least from my side, when I saw Gambit just get off to such a flying start, but it seems that the stats don't lie. FaZe's CT side, regardless of new or old. Don't forget, they've also played all 7 maps in the pool here at LAN.
It's been crazy versatile in this event.
And Carrigan could be tested here again. I think he sees the pins.
Well, they've played so passive on mid every time. No one has ever played a forward position like Carrigan is doing right now. He can call mid completely clear. They know it's either going to be the A hit where Brokey is ready and raring to go, nothing through Donut, he can just focus main, and they have the 3-man B stack with Twist, Olaf, and Rain ready to receive.
40 seconds. Twist is just dumping his util, and I don't blame him. He can lock him out. Partner that with whatever's remaining. Carrigan's still got one. He's not...
Carrigan's flanking here. He's jumping up behind them. He's going to lock the door on this.
Gambit. Counting on Axel, who's looking the wrong way. Carrigan provides a crucial frag. Only 3 remain here. They're running out of time. Never mind bodies. They're going to have to just throw themselves into the site. Olaf has missed one, and into the site comes Hobbit. Down he goes. Twist is doing everything he can to keep him off that site, and rightfully so. Another one. Twist has done enough. Or has he? Shiro would have to do it all, and there you have it. 15 FaZe are a touching distance of taking Gambit down here on Ancient. All that theory crafting in the back room starting to manifest into a map win in this series.
It's just wild. It's just wild. This was the gimme pick, right? This is the one that we saw, okay, well, maybe it seems a bit desperate here, but it looks genius now with the scoreline 15-13. Money at that 3,400. You can see Carrigan getting fired up here. It's going to be bloody desperate for this final round of play.
Yo, and I haven't seen Gambit look so lost for answers on their T side in some time.
If they fall back into going towards this A site again, and they don't actually pull off that full execute and smoke Brokey out of position, they're just done. They're on absolute toast here. Carrigan's playing forward again in that mid cutout. He's been there last round. They didn't know that he was there, so we can get away with it again. It gives them a lot more information here. Right now, FaZe are operating with more info than they have in the majority of their gun rounds.
Brokey has not failed when he's been tested on A yet. Let's see. Oh, he's not going to check it. A free frag for Carrigan to open up proceedings. Brokey does fire off a shot. He has been forced off the line. Incendiary dropped and forces them off the site. Carrigan to set up for more damage. Does track into Axile. Inters with 1. Shiro needs to step up to the mark and has. Brokey still contesting with Nafany in the temples. Body dropped again. Someone has to be the hero. It turns out it's Twist eliminating Shiro, and FaZe just 1 frag away. Inter's only a Mac 10. What's he supposed to do? FaZe will take it. And Gambit, the world #1. Feel the wrath of the veterans. What's that? Major winner? Yeah, you've got one too. We've got an Intel Grand Slam winner, and we've got Carrigan. Watch your back, watch your 6. FaZe are coming for the world #1.